in addition to the variety of studies that I've done through the years using paint and pigments and reasonably traditional methods, recently, the past 3-4 years, I've developed an interest in studying the effects of sunlight and utilizing new technologies. And some of the work that I've done with building structures that actually diffract sunlight and capturing them with cameras, a variety of cameras, has been one aspect that is contained in this exhibition. Additionally, I've had an interest in utilizing computers controlling DMX sources, usually LED sources that are composites of red, green, and blue light. And this particular object or installation contains a computer controller, an LED projector, and a projector screen that contains and reflects the light that is being projected by the LED system. And one of the things that I find fascinating with this process of observing light forms, we can actually very carefully control the volume, the intensity, and the time sequencing of all three components of red, green, and blue light. And what happens in terms of the physical observation, the eye will perceive actually a color that sometimes does not exist or is not actually projected. And the rods and cones on the retina function to sometimes reset themselves. So in addition to the actual projected physical color that emanates from the LED in the computer system, we have a perceived color that is sort of part of this mechanism that exists on the back of the retina, where the rods and cones will actually reset themselves. And a lot of this sort of basic understanding sort of leads back to Chevreul when he discovered the theory of simultaneous contrast, and also with some of the Gestalt psychologists who began studying perception, Katz and Kohler, and in the 1930s. And then obviously leading up to more contemporary studies and how the eye actually sees information, how the retina records information, and all that, and processing into the visual cortex and the upper part of the brain. So, not only is this an expressive medium, there's a tremendous amount of science and technology that assists the possibility to explore, how human beings actually see and perceive information in terms of color content. And Harold Coopers, who wrote the basic law of color theory, is an interesting scientist who has sort of looked at the world in terms of color and how we actually absorb information as color.